This is an adaptation of a blog post I wrote back in 2018. The link to the original text version will be in the video description. The idea of a parallel universe or alternate dimension is a very popular topic in science fiction and is even debated as a scientific possibility. Every once in a while I let my mind wander into scientific realms like this, and I formed my own theory on the possibility of parallel dimensions. Of course, this doesn't mean I believe they exist, I'm just hypothesizing on how they could exist. If I were writing a sci-fi piece on the subject, this is what my interpretation would be. First, I should point out that the genesis of this train of thought was Dinotopia. If you haven't heard of that title, it's a series of books by James Gurney about a hidden island where dinosaurs have survived to the present day and live in harmony with humans. It was adapted into a 3-episode miniseries in 2002, which serves as a sequel to the books, taking place in the modern era. Now, in the 19th century, when the books are set, it would make sense for an island to remain uncharted, because sailing was the only way to explore the world, so a vast area of ocean could easily be missed. But nowadays, when we have satellites orbiting and mapping the Earth, which are detailed enough to pick up people sunbathing naked on their rooftops, it would be impossible for any area of land to go unobserved, let alone an island as big as Dinotopia, which is a good 200 miles across. So setting the story in the present time and claiming the land is still unknown is really a stretch. Now, in my imagination, I sometimes project myself into my favorite stories, and I recently imagined myself and a friend getting stranded on Dinotopia and trying to rationalize how we'd never heard of the place. The only explanation I could think of was that Dinotopia was in another dimension, so it was no wonder it wasn't on our map. I then pictured a scene where I tried to explain other dimensions to the locals and surprised myself with the description I came up with. See if you can wrap your head around this. Imagine that this circle represents the physical world around you, the world you know is there, the world you can see and touch. With me so far? But what if reality isn't just a circle? What if it's a sphere with an infinite number of 2-dimensional circles occupying the same 3-dimensional space? Each of these parallel worlds is on a single 2D plane, but each one is completely unaware of the other's existence because from their perspective, all they can see is a circle. Think about it, a sphere still has a circular outline and its shape looks like a circle no matter which angle you look at it from. It could easily be mistaken for a simple circle if you weren't told it was 3-dimensional. The full moon, for example, looks flat in the night sky, doesn't it? So how would you cross over into another dimension? Well, therein lies the fiction, obviously, but here's how I'd make it seem plausible. Look at the sphere diagram again. There are always going to be points where the axes meet. 2 worlds could easily collide, merge, or form rifts between each other at those points. So there you have it, my justification for how Dinotopia could still remain undiscovered in the 21st century in its own fictional universe. I imagine it as the meeting point of 2 planes of existence, a gateway between 2 parallel dimensions. I am such a nerd.